Ooh, shiny. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to build a 2x2 for solos, duos, trios, and even a 4-man. The benefits of this base is it has a lot of storage, it is really easy to move around, and you won't lose time accessing boxes and getting stuck in each other. This is really good against raid defenses, and the difficulty of building this base is pretty easy as well. Even a PvP chat, can build one of these. The good benefit of this base is a little bunker thingy at the front where you can use chairs to go between a wall. You can upgrade this wall to HGM and it will be 16 rockets to raid through. Anyway, I'm going to show you guys how to build this now. So the base design is pretty simple. You start with a 2x2, you cover it with half walls. It's 1.5 tall. So I'm just laying out the foundations. Here you add the half walls. Then you add normal walls. Add a door. It doesn't matter what side the door is on. You choose. Now add half walls. This is to separate the different loot storages so they won't just blow through one storage and get all the loot. So I added that. Now you grab a TC. This TC placement is really important, so be careful while doing it. What you do is you add a half wall on the left side of this building. Then you go to the most bottom right corner and you jump a few times and make sure as soon as the TC hits the back wall, you place it down. And this is important because you wouldn't mess it up, because you can get more storage with it. Yeah, it's hard parkour and bad at parkour. Anyway, just fill it up with twig until you come back to this later on. Okay, now on the outside, we're gonna add a little bit of honeycombing as usual. Just a normal honeycombing. This is important because you can make the base more than a 4 rocket raid, and later on in the game I recommend just upgrading the core to HGM by keeping the outside stone so it looks like decent camouflage. People don't really, people go for metal bases more often than they go for stone bases because they know there's loot inside, and this is really good in the forest and stuff like that. Make sure that you don't have any soft side walls on the outside, because people will just soft side through them with a jackhammer. And see these white ones, these are the bright white ones, these are the soft side walls, so you just turn them around. Now to the front, add a little bit of just climb up and add the second floor of walls as well. And don't forget the rooftop extra honeycombing. You might even want to add some like low walls in the middle as well, but I skipped it for this time. If you add it to the middle, they can't just rocket straight down, but it's alright, it's whatever. When you're done with that, not about these two. This is the most interesting part of the build. I found this today. So if you look at this chair here, this is a beach chair. The hitbox is the orange place, but you can still go on top of the chair or like sit in the chair if you hit the white part on the right side here. So the hitbox of it is missing, pretty much, is what I'm trying to say. So what I did here is I placed it right inside the low wall. And what you can do is you can just stand on the box and enter through the wall by pressing E on the chair. Now how you build this is it's a bit difficult. It's a bit difficult. Also, if you're wondering what the rockets were for, I was cleaning up a bit. Anyway, what you do now is just add a little entrance. I recommend using a normal square so it's easier to place it down so it's easier to place down the chairs. Looking for a little beach chair. This placement is really difficult, so look where I place it exactly and try to replicate me. It will take you a couple of times to get it right, so don't give up right away. Pretty much you have to stick it just barely out of the way. I'm gonna mess up at least 1 or 2 times as well, but it's okay. You'll see what I mean. You know it's right when you can see the part of the chair stick out through the wall. Now just do the same thing on the other side. I'd also like to mention that keep your chair that's going inwards away from the door, so you can add a door there, because you can't, you know, place it maybe. And that works fine as well. All you do is just a normal wall and a low wall. Upgrade them both. Recommend upgrading this to metal in the future, but I'm just gonna keep it stone for now. Add a box. This is, you have to add a box so you can, your eyes is where you can, like, you know, press the button. If it's too low, you can't go on the chair. It just bugs out. Now add a little simple honeycombing, or I mean a simple little entrance and an airlock. And I'm gonna leave build a little outside 2 entrances to this, so if they're holding the front door I can go from the top as well. I'm just gonna add a little ladder hatch here. Give me a second. Oh, nice. Now in the inside, this will be interesting part. So how you get these boxes down is make sure the boxes are facing this way, because this is way easier. It took me like 20 minutes if I do on the side way, but make sure it's like in front of you, like I'm doing it right now. It will be way faster and you will not lose your brain cells doing it. I recommend also putting glowing boxes because they look way better. Number 3 pothole now. So what you do now is you add the little ladder hatch parts. The ladder hatches are good, so it's easier to walk around, and there's a extra 1c4 of protection on the boxes. I mean, if they're this deep in the base, it's most likely they will have enough anyway. But you know, maybe one day they'll be right there and they won't have enough to raid you, and you can clutch up. So yeah. But it's mostly aesthetics, and it's just a bit easier to move around. Like that. Now the normal boxes in the back here. Make these 2 facing your way. This is really important for placing the 3rd box. Oh. It's a bit of a sticky situation here. Got it. And we got the matching boxes, you know how it is, the matching boxes. If you're wondering what a TC is, I kind of blew it up accidentally, so don't do that. We don't talk about it. Just add a couple of garage doors and you should be good. If you're wondering where the workbench is placed, then you can place it in the airlock next to the, you know, next to the chairs, and that's where you place your sleeping bags as well.
Subscriber a day keeps us to guide him